The iPad Pro is due an update, and the iOS 12 beta contains clues about what to expect. We look ahead to the new iPad Pro's release date, price and specs, and round up the latest rumors and leaked images of the iPad X. Apple launched 3 new iPads in 2017, in 9.7in, 10.5in and 12.9in in sizes, and has launched 1 new iPad so far in 2018. We discuss their respective merits in our iPad buying guide. The next generation of iPad Pro is next on the list, and an entirely new, iPhone X inspired design is heavily hinted at by changes to the iPad interface coming in iOS 12. In this article we gather the rumors about new iPad Pros in 2018, covering their specs, features, pricing and release date. If you're interested in smaller and cheaper tablets, take a look at our iPad mini rumor roundup, and for buying tips check out our guide to the best cheap iPad deals. Credit for the main illustration goes to Martin Hayek, who has several more attractive images in our concept illustrations section. Release date. The most recent iPad Pros were announced at WWDC on June 5, 2017, and it would, therefore, have been reasonable to expect the next generation to debut at WWDC on June 4, 2018. Reasonable. But wrong. Although Rosenblatt Securities analyst Jun Zhang told investors in March that he thought Apple would unveil a new full-screen iPad Pro with Face ID in June 2018, the WWDC keynote was a software-only affair. Although the iOS 12 update announced at WWDC did hint at an upcoming change to the iPad interface that would make it match the iPhone X, swipe upwards from the bottom of the screen to bring up the home screen, and swipe down from the top right to see Control Center. This strongly hints that Apple is about to remove the home button from at least some iPads. At the end of June 2016, TF International Securities analyst Ming Chi Kuo published a note, via MacRumors, stating that he still expects to see an iPad Pro with Face ID arrive in the second half of 2018. We may not have a long wait. Regulatory filings appeared in early July 2018 hinting that 5 new MacBook models and 5 new iPad models are in the works. The iPads listed are A1876, A2013, A1934, A1979, A2014. All are running iOS 11, suggesting that they will be released before iOS 12 launches in September. We certainly hope to see the new iPad Pros this summer. We think that Apple would be wise to get them out in time for the back-to-school buying season. Otherwise, we won't see a new iPad Pro until September, alongside the new iPhone for 2018. Price. The iPad Pro 10.5in, 2017, starts at £619 in the UK for the 64GB with Wi-Fi model, while the 12.9in model starts at £769. In the US the prices are $649/$799. We would expect Apple to pitch its 2018 updates at around the same point, but this may depend on currency fluctuations and production changes. Apple bumped up the prices in the UK as the pound weakened following the Brexit referendum result, and we fear that prices may rise again, if the pound continues to struggle, or if Apple decides to bring in an iPhone XS edge-to-edge screen, or both. Design. With the release of the iPhone X at the end of 2017, it is looking likely that the iPad Pro design will take inspiration from that phone, so you can expect to see the famous notch, and no more home button. But what else is likely to change in terms of design? We investigate below. All-screen display with iPhone notch. Apple is expected to bring across some of the design changes from the iPhone X to the iPad lineup in 2018. This is strongly supported by the iPad interface changes in iOS 12, which mirror that of the iPhone X. Bloomberg's sources back in November 2017 expected at least one new iPad model to ditch the home button and go for an edge-to-edge screen, replacing Touch ID with Face ID. The sources didn't expect the screen to be OLED, however. They don't say why not, but after the production difficulties and supply shortages, that the iPhone X's OLED screen seemingly caused, the company may be shy of going all in on the technology just yet. Back in October 2017, KGI Securities analyst Minichi Kuo predicted that the new iPad Pro would include the True Depth camera for Emoji and Face ID. Further evidence of an iPhone X-style iPad came from developer Stephen Troughton-Smith, who on 5 July tweeted that he had spotted more evidence that Apple will launch an iPad with Face ID. Troughton-Smith has tweeted his discovery of an iPad version of Avatar Kit, the software that Emoji uses. Tech specs and new features. Let's look next at the internal changes in the new iPads. Processor. iPad Pro models generally include a modified version of the processor in the preceding iPhone. Last time around, the iPhone 7 came out with an A10 Fusion chip, and the iPad's got an A10X Fusion. The iPhone 8 and iPhone X both come with the A11 Bionic processor, so we'd expect the iPad Pro models released in 2018 to feature a slightly souped-up A11X Bionic, although the A11 is terrifically fast already.